Hey everybody, welcome to Thai Town Reviews. This is the first episode of September Bizarre Things Month. My little fun theme for the month of September. I've decided to use this month to go through and do several Stranger Things videos. Starting with this ranking of, or tier list ranking of the seasons. Before I get started, I just want to say none of the seasons are bad. There's one season that's hard to rewatch because it's exhausting to rewatch, despite that season having the best two of the best episodes, and one of the best scenes in the whole series. It still falls in the bottom tier only because the season as a whole it's just exhausting. It's grueling to get through. But despite that thought, none of the seasons are bad. I enjoy the whole show. It's just hard to get through one of the seasons. That's it. So the tiers are Hawkins Legends, Demogorgon Decent, which means it's not the best season, but it certainly isn't Mind Flayer meh. Like I said, none of the seasons are bad. It's just one season's more exhausting than the others to watch. Hey everybody, real fast, slight mistake. Future Steve here. I made a mistake and forgot to tell you. Also in this video, I'll be including my favorite character from each season. After I rank each season, after I put it in there and I say what I like about the season, what I don't like about the season, I will also add in or slide up my favorite character from said season and why. I missed that on my notes. I apologize. Again, ironing out wrinkles. Enjoy the rest of the video. Thank you. Okay, let's get started. Alright, so as you see all these characters in the seasons, yes, season 5's here. I don't know, it's coming out soon, so I just included it just because. Obviously that's going to hasn't come out yet. Alright, now, before I really get started, let's go ahead and put something to bed. My favorite character overall, which you'll find out more about in next week's video. Hopper's my favorite character. He is a Hawkins legend. While I am not ranking all the characters here, I am going to go ahead and put him as, he is my favorite character overall, but I wanted to find a favorite character per season outside of Hopper. Okay, so we're just going to go season by season. Hawkins legend, obviously not season 1. Now, while I believe season 1 is the most rewatchable, I feel like another season is better. I'm just gonna leave that there. Be mad if you want to be mad. It is what it is. My favorite character from season 1 is him, definitely. Oh, I'm just kidding. My favorite character from season 1 is Mike. Why is he my favorite character from season 1? His loyalty to his friends, not necessarily to Will, just to Will, excuse me. Not necessarily just to Will. Not necessarily when he started getting, those boyhood feelings for 11. None of that. Okay. His unwillingness to give up belief that Will was still alive, hands down, phenomenal. And how can you pass up? How can you pass up bringing up when he was willing to kill himself for Dustin? Unmatched in season one. I think because of hormones or because of just, I don't know if it's character um, decline, he does get worse and less likable, I think, as the seasons go on. But ultimately, season one Mike, unmatchable as far as the group of kids go. Now, season two, Hawkins Legend. Why is season two, why is season two a Hawkins Legend over Demogorgon Descent season one? It's really easy. I think season two's addition of my favorite character from that season, as well as different story elements, despite having an episode that kind of brings the season to a halt, it is a very important episode. We all know what episode it is. I'm not going to get into it. It is a very important episode for the development of Eleven's character and her own understanding of her powers, despite the fact that she clearly still doesn't understand them, even up to season 4. Like, she just knows she has these powers. There's no real understanding of her own limitations or anything like that, and that's a ever-evolving issue in season 3 for sure. But anyways, season 2, I find it better than season 1. As great as season 1 is, season 2, I think, because they have found their footing as a show, I like the first couple episodes better than most of the episodes in season 1. I like the addition of Max, obviously, who is my favorite character in season 2. Her addition was wonderful. I myself, someone who, even though I didn't grow up at any rate or whatever in California. I'm from California, and moving to a more rural area. She went to Hawkins, Indiana. I know it's made up, but it's still Indiana. And I went to Malvern, Arkansas. Now, did I mostly grow up in Arkansas? Yes, of course. But up until the time that I was adopted, my biological mother raised me as a Californian. You know, we didn't drink sweet tea. We didn't, eat certain fried foods. We didn't, all that stuff that, you come to Arkansas from California, and certain things it's just different. I was raised as a Californian for a very long time. Yes, I ate fried chicken. Come off it. We're not going to talk. I'm just saying, overall, I was raised as if we were still living in California. Anyways, so I just kind of identify with her a lot, and her kind of shell shockness, if you will, that she probably was going through in season 2 before even going through all this craziness with this group of friends that she makes with the Upside Down and Demodogs and all that stuff. But anyways, season 3. Where does season 3 go? It goes... sorry, my mouse came off my thing. It goes in Demogorgon Descent. I was really down on season 3 for a long time. My most recent rewatch, I really enjoyed it. I didn't like some of the Russian stuff. Like that Russian Terminator soldier or whatever that's clearly a Terminator knockoff or homage character. I didn't really care for that. I know they needed Hopper to have like a true villain to battle, but I feel like just any Roman, excuse me, whoa, any Russian soldier could have filled that role. It didn't have to be some guy who, I don't know if it was established whether he was wearing a bulletproof vest or not, but I'm pretty sure they shoot him and he keeps going at a certain point. Just, I don't know. I don't know. That's what really ruins the season for me and why it's not a Hawkins legend. Um, it's just he's too unbelievable in a series about an alternate dimension and a girl who, or not just her, because it's not just 11, or a group of children who have these abilities that are otherworldly. Um, my favorite season, my favorite character in season 3 is. Oh no, I left her off. No. Okay, it was two characters. Here's Robin. I really love Robin. Her manic energy is crazy. Um I left off Erica. Robin and Erica. They are two fantastic characters in this season. Erica has probably the most quotable or most quoted line from the whole season. Can't spell America without Erica. The sass. Fantastic. Um, I hate that she's not on here. If I'm overlooking her, my bad, but I'll put Lucas in there as a standing as a stand-in for his sister Erica. I can't believe I forgot Erica. She was one. Anyways, I'm sorry. That's my bad. We all make mistakes, but okay. Erica is one of my favorite characters in the show, and she should be here. I'm putting Lucas here as a stand-in for her. Season 4. This is where people are probably going to hate me. Mind Flayer meh. Now, like I said in the beginning part of this video, Season 4 is not bad. It is not. It's not boring. It's not written poorly. None of that. It's just so grueling to get through. Each episode, on average, is a little over an hour. There's a couple episodes that are well over an hour. And it's just, watching it the first time, great. Loved it. Fantastic. Watching it again, liked it a little less. The third time I watched it, for this rewatch, getting ready for this month of September things, excuse me, month, but getting ready for this month, I was rewatching it, and it's rough to get through. It was rough to get through. Not because I didn't like it as much. It's just, it's a lot. It's very overstuffed. It feels to me like they were making season 4 as if it was going to be the final season, and they changed their mind halfway through. That's how it feels. It's like once they get to the last 2 episodes, they decided, no, you know what? We're gonna keep going. We're gonna do one more season. We're not gonna end it here. And so I don't know. So I feel like that's why it was so overstuffed. But regardless of it being here in this ranking, this season has the 2 best scenes in the whole series. Max running from Vecna in the Upside Down to get back to her friends, because and she's able to escape because of her memories of the good life that she does have, breaking that hold, at least at that point in time, that moment, the hold that Vecna had over her for her grief and her guilt. Oh, and she makes it such a good scene. And then of course you can't forget good old Eddie jamming out Master of Puppets. Fantastic. Two amazing scenes that I think are the best scenes in the whole series. Um, right outside of Steve in season one, who is my favorite character in season four, by the way. Steve's scene in season one when he comes back in, it's his official turning point as a character. The little bat flip, and he fights the Demogorgon to help save Jonathan and Nancy. But he has the oops, excuse me, sorry. He has the third best scene in the whole series. But season four, he's my favorite character. He's just in a place in his life where he's trying to find something to hold on to. And unfortunately, what he has held on to that he doesn't admit till later in the season is hoping that he can be with her. His big dream for his future and having a family is with her. I don't know if he was saying that, trying to take advantage of emotional states and moments. Hopefully not, because that would kind of put a chink in the armor that is now Steve. But he's still so in love with her, and it's heartbreaking because I think in the final scenes when Jonathan and the kids, Mike, that whole group that went to get 11 from the desert, when they get to Hawkins finally at the end of season 4, the look on her face, she's still completely in love with Jonathan, and that's not stopping, at least unless something silly happens in season 5. So it's heartbreaking. But his fight for the kids, his fight for for his friends, for Nancy, for Robin, for everybody. Such great big brother energy, and you, as a big brother myself, you just can't help but be like, you would like to think that's the energy I would have in this sort of situation, for the people that I care about and the kids that I care for and help try to keep safe. And it is interesting. I will say this about season 4: the one time he's not around the kids and they go through something absolutely crazy or dangerous, something really bad happens to one of them. As you know, I'm sure Max technically is dead. She's like, I think mostly brain dead, is what I got out of the end of season 4. Like her body is alive, but there's nothing there. 11 can't find her. So I think that means she's an empty vessel, and I'll get into what I think that means for season 5 in a moment. But anyways, something, Vecna gets her. Now, could Steve have stopped that? Absolutely not. But I think it's a telling point that is made by the writing, that the one time Big Brother Steve or Mama Steve or Daddy Steve, whoever, whatever it is you call him or you've heard him called, there's several things that I've seen all over. But Big Brother Steve is what I'm going to say, because that's the most comfortable I am with that. But Big Brother Steve wasn't around, um, and Max gets the worst of it. Lucas does what he can. Unfortunately, that absolute doofus of a villain character, human villain character, from season 4 shows up, and I'm sorry. I know how realistic his character is for something like this going on, for how it would be in real life, or how somebody would act in real life, but that actor did too good of a job, anyways, and I'm blanking on the name, I apologize. But anyways, point is, the one time he's not around, one of the kids gets hurt. And it's hurtful, and I know it's not mentioned, but I know it hurts him, because I know that realization has to, as a big brother figure, and as a big brother myself, I can't help but think that thought is going around in his head. If I had only been there, Anyways, I keep doing that. I hate this mouse. So season 5. What do I think happens in season 5? Well, obviously, I think Vecna does die. I think several people die. I think it's a very heartbreaking season. I believe, I said a moment ago, Max's body's an empty shell. It's a vessel. I believe Vecna is going to take her body over at some point. You have the trailers that have come out and all this different stuff. We all know how trailers work. My theory is, before Vecna gets his body healed, I think until his body is healed, or until he is in the real world, crosses into the real world, I think at some point he takes over Max's body, and I think Will gives himself to the Mind Flayer and to Vecna in exchange for Max. I truly believe that that's what's going to happen. I might be wrong. I could be wrong. But I think that's what's going to happen when you see Will screaming, "Run." And clearly it's probably Vecna that they're screaming that about, or the way he's looking up, it's the Mind Flayer. I think prior to the screaming, there's something said, something goes on, and Will sacrifices himself to save Max. At least that's what I'm hoping happens, to give justice for her being alive or awake, if you will, at a certain point in the season or whatever. I also think 11 does defeat Vecna, but I think it kills her. And I believe wholeheartedly that that's the case, simply because of some shots that I've seen that look like a time jump of Hopper and Mike sitting in a park or something. They meet up or something, it looks like, and they both look sad, like they both look depressed. I have a feeling that that's because they're both mourning together the loss of 11. That's not super deep. I didn't want to get super deep into what I think happens in season 5. That's just the big points of what I think may happen. Something else that I hope happens, this is much more hopeful than what I think will happen. We all know the painting that Will painted for Mike. It has the big red dragon. I can't think of the name from the villain's name from D&D. But that dragon, I'm hoping we see that in season 5. I don't know for how long, but I do hope we see the Mind Flayer or whatever take that form in some way, shape, or form. I've seen a lot of theories point out that maybe it's Will who's technically the dragon, or or the big villain, excuse me, or that the three-headed dragon will be kind of what my theory is, with Max, Will, and of course Henry, Vecna. So that may be the case. That's fine. Whatever. As a fan of dragons, I hope we get to see the dragon. Um, Real fast, I do want to point out this week has been horrific, and I just want to remind everybody. Say to everybody, I think this week has shown us life is short. It's a reminder that life is precious, and we should tell our loved ones that we love them, and tell them as much as we can, because you just don't know. You don't know what's going to happen. Whether it's at a school, whether it's in a car crash, whether it's at an event where you're speaking, whatever the case may be, life ends in an instant. So let's be good people. Like Dead Meat says, be good people. And guys, go out there, live life, live it with love. Come on. That's not a that's not a generalization of wokeness. That's just there's no point in hatred. There's no point in hatred. So let's go out there, let's live with love, and everybody, please, please be careful and be blessed.